Okay. Hi, friends. Today, I want to start putting together more the fundamental mechanics of mind-body recovery, and I really explored internal family systems, and in that work in myself, I really started to see the huge role that the protectors play in mind body and in keeping our symptoms happening. So let me explain what a protector is. And I want to take it out of the parts model and just so that you can see it in a simple way in yourself. A protector is basically thought. Most thought are protectors, and when we're working with mind body recovery, we want to start to see what our mind is doing. All right, a lot of us, we know that it's the repression usually that's causing the mind body symptoms, but what is keeping things repressed are the protectors. So the protectors are a massive uh, influencer, you could say, on our symptoms. Now, protectors are our thoughts, right? And just like they sound, it's a manifestation of the brain that is designed to keep us safe, right? And it's designed basically because the brain is seeing repression as dangerous. Those thoughts tend to go outward, and they are like a distraction, okay? Now, interestingly enough, so are our symptoms, right? Our symptoms are protectors as well. They are a distraction from the repression. Okay, so understanding that mechanic and helping you to kind of see what is going on in your own mind. All right, so we want to keep this really simple so that it can stay clear and powerful and effective. And try not to be a perfectionist in this. All right, the most valuable thing we can do is just simply become aware of the protectors. And protectors are, there's really nothing to them. They're empty, but they're just a distraction. It's like a firework going off over here. We're gonna put our attention over there rather than what's right here. So getting to know your own mind. I mean, it sounds daunting and overwhelming, but really, when you start recognizing a protector, all you have to do is name it. Ah, that's a protector. And you come back to self. Okay? So, protecting thoughts, let's just kind of talk about those for a moment, which most thoughts are protectors. I'll just tell you that right now. But the beautiful thing about this is that once we start identifying protectors, we are liberating our mind. We are, because our protectors are, they cause us a lot of internal stress and, um, like a lack of contentment and peace, because protectors are always looking for what's wrong, right? And, protectors can be like a blaming energy, blaming somebody, judging somebody, holding on to grudges. They can also be, taking a scenario and rehashing a scenario, which is kind of like a looping thought. Um, Protectors can also be worrying about the future or regretting the past. They're taking us out of this moment out of the here and now, and putting the energy, the reality on something that's not really true. Okay? So when you start to see protectors, and and by the way, protectors can also be behaviors, like excuses, making an excuse, or justifying, or avoidance, hiding, not speaking up. Those are kind of protectors too. Anything that keeps us from actually accessing what our real experience is. And because we've been living in a world of protectors our whole life, most people don't know what their real experience is, because their protectors have pretty much created a new reality for them. And so this is where repression is caused, and how it stays in that repressed, suppressed energy, is because we're believing in protectors. We're believing the protectors, basically. We're believing the thoughts that are protecting. It's just the same as a symptom. If we're believing the symptom is real and it's going to hurt us, we're not going to be able to access our real, true experience. Okay? So just seeing those building blocks is going to be really helpful for you going forward. Now, going forward, it's not complicated at all. All we have to start to recognize is when a protector is activated, and when we are drawn to it, and slowly start to wake up to them. Now, our relationship with protectors are going to be just the same as a relationship with anything else. We allow a protector, okay? Because if we're fighting a protector, anything that we're divided against, anything we resist, is a danger message to the brain. So we want to allow the protector. But the minute that we recognize a protector and we allow the protector, we are no longer identified with the protector. We're free, okay? So this is a huge moment, is recognizing a protector, and recognizing what it's doing. It's trying to distract you from your real experience. Okay? Now, once you have recognized the protector and you allow it, and you come back to self, and then you can ask yourself, what am I feeling? What am I feeling right now? And this is something that is another practice that I offer to my clients. And it takes a little while to actually get in touch with what your experience is, because we've been living in the world of protectors. And I guarantee you, and I've been doing this long enough, that when you start really accessing what your real experience is, it's going to be way different than what it was when you were identified with the protector. What I have found, believe it or not, is that when I was lost in a protector, the protector was maybe worried about the future, or worried about something, or, it was in a kind of hypervigilant state. And when I started accessing what my real experience was, it was different than what it was when it was in protector. So this is really telling that the protectors are damn good at their jobs because they are keeping us from accessing what our real experience is. And it's kind of alarming, actually, if you think about it, because we have been missing our real experience our entire life. One of the things that I recommend people do to start, if you have a difficulty accessing your real experience, okay, because this is really important, and that is to start to set a timer on your phone for every hour. And every time that timer goes off, ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? And feel it, and name it, and allow it. And allow that feeling for 1 minute. And then go about your day. Next hour, do it again. And get in the habit throughout your day to keep checking in with yourself, so that when you start out working with protectors, you have a place to land back. Because the brain it's not used to you asking that question. So we have to get it used to you asking that question. Remember, we want to activate that limbic system. So when we're asking ourselves, what am I feeling right now? The brain has kind of a question, an inquiry to go, what am I feeling right now? And just that little bit of a nudge into the limbic system, which creates feeling, emotion, right? We start to wake it up. We want to wake it up. So working with the protectors, every time we see a protector, we have a place to come back to, because ultimately we want to show the brain that we don't need the protectors anymore, because we're willing to feel, we're ready to experience what we're really feeling. So these are the dynamics that are super important. Recognizing protectors and coming back and activating that limbic system, and feel and feel and feel and feel and activate that somatically, right? Because if I don't need a protector, I have to show the brain why I don't need a protector. And when you do this, I guarantee you, your thoughts are going to decrease. Now, they'll get triggered again through certain experiences. But when you have a very skillful means to show your brain why you do not need protectors anymore, because you are activating, you are experiencing somatically throughout your day, not once or twice, but throughout your day, every day. Make this regular, consistent. This is the way neuroplasticity works. We have to be real consistent with this. And when you start accessing places that you didn't even know were in there, and you're asking yourself, what am I feeling right now? And all of a sudden you're feeling joy. You didn't even know you were feeling joy because it's been repressed. Somewhere down the line, your brain learned that being too happy wasn't safe. So let me know if you have any questions about this. I'll continue on with these nuts and bolts, but this piece of the puzzle was a game changer for me. And I haven't really shared much about it yet. I did a little bit back and a ways back, but I wanted to be really clear through my own experience of how this dynamic is working. And you really don't need to go into a whole IFS therapy session to start to see this. It's right in front. You just need to want to see it. Because it's those protectors. And I've seen a protector trigger my symptom. Because the protector comes in as soon as that feeling starts to come up. So I hope this was helpful for you. All right, let me know. I'll see you soon. Okay, bye-bye.